What's up, YouTube? This is Ultra Rye, and today we're going to talk about REIKO and mainly his projectiles, right? Now, I know a lot of people struggles with this projectile because it's really good, right? It's multi-hitting, but I do feel like people also overcomplicate this projectile. At the end of the day, it's really not any different than any other projectile. It just hits multiple times, right? One thing you got to realize is, unless he EXs it, it's a high, right? So you can duck it from anywhere. I know, it looks like it's going to hit you, but it's really not, okay? I promise you, as long as you duck, it's a high. Now, the EX is a mid. So if he does EX it, that is one thing that you got to watch out for, right? But here's the thing. He's got to spend a bar. He doesn't get much off of it. You know, it does really good pushback, right? But at the end of the day, he has to spend a bar to EX it. And it's a pretty fast projectile, right? Like, he can just keep on doing it. But there are definitely ways that you can get in, right? So now we are going to have just a high projectile, right? I don't want my opponent to block. Duck. There we go. There we go. And you're just throwing them. They're just throwing them full screen, right? So how are we going to get in on this, right? We're going to have to go back. After each projectile, you just got to move in, right? And eventually, you're going to be in range to where you can punish them. Let's do that again. Alright, now let's set this up better, right? Because that was obviously pretty slow. There we go, that's better. Same thing, right? So he's just doing them back to back to back. Dash in between each one. And then when you get in, punish him for using a projectile. Also, you can jump over the projectile. It's a little harder to jump over, but you can. See, there we go. So you can also jump over the projectile if you get within range and punish him that way. Now let's talk about the mid projectile. This is the one that everyone is really struggles with, right? Oh, and you can flawless block him, right? I forgot to tell you this. There you go. You can flawless block him, and then you don't take any damage from the ones following. So that is something that you can look at also. If you don't have like a cameo or something else, or you're not sure if he's going to do a mid projectile, you can always just flawless block it. Also, we have cameos. Just use the Sub-Zero cameo. Now, it is multi-hitting, right? So it does break your armor if you take 2 hits of his regular projectile, and this is different from his mid. So pay attention to this. If you are using Sub-Zero against this projectile, just know that it's going to take 1 hit of his high projectile, but I'm going to show you a trick for his mid. There we go. So we get his mid projectile coming in, right? So what you gotta realize too is he has to spend a bar to do this, so it's a risk on his part. So here's the thing, if you call Sub-Zero armor and he does the mid, it breaks your armor. But here's the thing, if you duck, not as many of the ninja stars hit you. So you can actually tank one of the projectiles, and it actually takes 2 mid projectiles to break your armor. So we do it. We call in Sub-Zero, and we duck. You see? It took 2 mid projectiles to break the armor. So, and that cost 2 meters just to break Sub-Zero's armor. So you can always call his armor, and whether it's a high or low, duck the first one, right? The second one, you're gonna have to... The second one, you know, you're gonna have to like block or something like that. If he does too, but he also weighs 2 bars. That's what you got to realize. That costs a lot of meter for him. Like he just can't sit back and throw mid projectiles at you all game. So you got to work your way in. And another thing is, you can just flawless block the mids too, right? If he does the mids, there we go. And you take no damage from the follow-up ones. So he's literally wasting a bar and you flawless block it, no harm, no foul. Yeah, you're still full screen, right? Now, what a lot of people do is, for some reason, this projectile is more scary and it's really not. Use your cameos. Duck the highs, flawless block the mids. You know, you can jump over it. Once you get in, pressure him. You know, make him punish. If you're right here and he goes to throw a fireball, jump over it. You have options. So next time you fight a REIKO, right? Just understand that I understand his fireball game is really good. Like I'm not trying to downplay it. It's really good because it's really fast projectile and he can keep doing it. But at the end of the day, it's no different than any other projectile in the game, and treat it that way. I hope this helps y'all in this matchup. If it does, let me know. Let me know what else y'all need help with. Like I said, I'm gonna still do guides on all characters for defense or how to beat all characters, but I do want to focus on specific character things too because I feel like that's gonna help the community. I appreciate it, and y'all have a fantastic day.